I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. They've been gone a sleepless night. Try to catch me howling at the moon. Try to catch me howling at the moon.
Checking the audio out here, seeing if it's working.
Try to catch me howling at the moon. When it rains, it pours.
Look at that.
Water's up to my
Everything is
chin.
working. It's pretty amazing.
Won't stop fighting to the very
Hello, hello,
end.
hello. Welcome to the first attempt at a live session. That's crazy. Live streaming this.
Hope they won't see me down.
Right. So welcome to the first edition. So I sat here at the beginning of the month and I was thinking to myself that I wanted to create my first podcast. And I knew that in the process of trying to get a podcast going, that I was going to need some extra material, that I was going to need to actually do some recording first so that I could get the process out there, edit it together, and get it published. So what I thought to myself is, boy, I need to start doing maybe a live stream because I'm really bad in front of the camera. I've been doing a couple YouTube videos here and there, trying to get better as a creator. I'm usually better behind the camera, capturing the footage. And so here I am now, trying to see about developing a live show. And I'm going to try to do it late in the evenings because that's when I have time available. And we're going to just call it part of life's grind. Life is, in fact, a crazy grind. And I'll get into some intro stuff here in a little bit. But first and foremost, my name is Jeremy Bork. And if you are watching this or happen to be watching this at all, then you are maybe also on life's grind, perhaps, or maybe it's just because you know me because you've been following some of my other social media, which I don't have very many followers currently because I'm still just developing this and getting it going. But I've been doing video now for a couple of years, and I said my first so the rule tonight, because it's late night and we're no longer in the Johnny Carson days, is every time I say you have to do a shot. All right, so that's the first that's the first step. So I'm going to do a quick little tour just to show you, and I want to tell you a little bit about what this is about. So first off, I started a company called Earthship Media, and my first brand that I'm kicking off is my personal brand, and I'm calling it Mindful Grinds. And I've been active creating some blogs as well as some other products currently, marketing techniques, and I'm a career techie, but we're going to kind of get into that a little bit later on. But the concept of putting this all together is so that I can get better in front of the camera and share my passion for technology with the world. Now, I don't know if we'll ever make any money at this venture, but that's the objective, is to follow our passions, right? So let's first off give a little bit of a tour. And this is me. This is my first camera angle. And then I just want to give you a little tour of my studio. And as you can see, I've got a little home studio, and I've got a gray screen in the background, and I've also got a green screen back there. Keep all my toys and gadgetry lined up within here, tools of the trade to get out and do some film work. And so that was a different camera angle, and now you see the other side here. And I probably could have used a couple extra lights on this angle here, but really the idea with this space is that I could develop a table area where I could put together some live podcasts or some live Q&As, live interviews. And I've been doing some green screen work, really just kind of sharing some marketing tips, some media tips, as well as some of my school journey on my Mindful Grinds channel, or actually on YouTube. It's right now just Jeremy Bork. So, because it is my personal space, and as I grow and try to figure out what my niche is, that's where I'm going to be sharing it. And so, anyway, this is my work center. And I actually have another camera angle here, and that one is right here, and you're watching this right now. So that's it. I decided to go ahead and use my Zoom mic today because I felt that I wanted to get better quality audio initially. I tried working with my wireless mics. I've got a Phoenix Pro wireless mic system built in, but for some reason I am getting lots of noise on it, and it might just be my case. So I'm not 100% sure on that just yet, but so anyway, let's get started with this. Now that we had a little tour, we had a small introduction, and we kind of know what Mindful Grinds and Earthship Media is all about, maybe my little venture. But here's the meat and potatoes of it all. First off, life is a grind. And whether you're watching this, because you just happen to see it go live because you're already one of my followers, one of my 5 people that follow me. No, I'm kidding. So if you're already one of my followers and you're checking this out, you're probably just seeing this. But the idea is that life is such a grind. And I know that you can all share in that concept with me, because there are so many different things that trip us up during the day. I mean, we all work, there's so many different jobs, we all got these different careers. Technology is crazy. There's just so many things in life that keep us busy. And for a while, I tried running away from it all. I tried to just get away from it. I'm really interested in homesteading, do a little bit of prepping here and there. I don't want to call it a closet prepping, but that's kind of what it is. I was interested in that for a long time. COVID hit, and I ended up becoming a stay-at-home dad, which really changed my life exponentially, because I couldn't really just start scheduling jobs and work on some freelance things. But I realized that I had a strong passion still for technology. And so I also wanted to I wanted to improve my storytelling skills. So I'm on this path here, ready to tackle a new venture. So I'm inviting you to come along on this journey, to join me on this path of discovery. And so, by the way, this music that I have playing in the background right now, this is actually licensed content music. I'm licensed through Artlist to play this. So if you hear some background music, that is what you're hearing. And it just adds a little bit of subtle tone to the ambient nature of this fantastic broadcast. So let me see, who is this show for, and who am I catering this to? I'm catering this show to creators. I'm catering it for individuals, businesses that want to use technology to connect with other people, people that want to organize their efforts in creating content. I know this is the day of YouTube where, more people watch YouTube than almost anything else. I mean, YouTube changed the face of broadcast communications. Back in 1990s, in 1990, around 1995, 96 through like 99, around that time frame, actually, a friend of mine and myself over in near Milwaukee, Wisconsin, actually did a public cable access broadcast. That's what really got me interested in videography and broadcast work back then. We did a couple different shows. We had a music video show and did a sports show, and I was a tech dude in the background. No kidding, right? Like, I was the geek behind the camera. Which at that time, that was considered kind of a geeky job. Well, now it's pretty hip, trendy. And there's another, everybody do a shot. I'm going to do 7-Up here. That is not a paid endorsement from 7-Up. So anyway, we did that for a while. And instead, I decided to just go straight into technology. I worked in IT and telecommunications for the better part of 25 years. And now I'm on this other path. So let's just use this as an opportunity to geek out about tech and some of the challenges we face with using it and communicating. I mean, we're in the age of social media as well. So that stuff can be frustrating. And how do we use it? How do we shut it up when we don't want to use it? How do we mindfully detach from our usage of it? And it drives us mad. But it's here to stay. It's within our lives. The future of our society is completely changing. Whether we choose to accept it or go around with it, it is going to change either with us or without us, but it is going to continue to evolve. That is for sure. That's one thing that's for certain. And my goal here is to try to keep this stream down to about 30 minutes. So, of course, I'm so fantastic. I didn't even start tracking a time on this, which is pretty sweet. So I should have hit my timer, but I didn't. That's okay. So actually, I can bring this up right now, just so I know how long I've been streaming for. And so I've been streaming for already like a few minutes, I guess. So anyway, my goal is to keep it at about 30 minutes. So anyway, let's get right into what this is all about. So this is a live show. I'm a solo operator, as you can tell from my quick little introduction. And I want to do my best to monitor any comments that may pop in there. Nothing to see, of course. But if you have any questions, feel free to jump right in. Who does this benefit? What's this for? So my goal with this broadcast is to help bring some benefit to individuals who want to stay current with the trends, particularly on social media. But it's more than just getting on social media. A lot of times we can give our phones or our computers to our kids and they can figure things out in like a minute. It was kind of interesting. The other day, I'm on TikTok watching some videos and I was trying to think of this video that I saw earlier in the day. If you happen to catch it, it was this Star Wars figure and they were playing lightsabers. It was the Predator, Darth Vader, and they had all these characters anyway jumping around it. Anyway, I watched it and I liked it, and I thought, oh, I'm gonna like this. Well, I couldn't figure out how to find it again. So my daughter's like, oh yeah, go and look right over here. If anything you hit a heart on, you can go and find it in this other area. And she's 12. So kids know how to use technology. Now where experts kind of can come in is by bringing the years of experience and how all this technology works. My former experience using telecommunications tools and techniques, understanding how the message gets from here to this microphone, to the camera, packaged up, sent up the line, all those little things that we do as people who, business owners or individuals, solo creators that want to get that message out there, we run into issues. And a lot of times we can go on YouTube and we can kind of find some ideas and find some things on it. But it's difficult sometimes because we don't always find exactly what we're looking for. Or maybe we can. We just have to dig for it a little bit. So sometimes we don't go into the weeds. I'm somebody who can go into the weeds, maybe explain it more. So that is who this for. That's what this Manic Monday, this mindful grind is about. It's about wigging out, geeking out on some tech, and talking about our frustrations with it. So we use technology for so many things. Today, it's not funny. I mean, building logos or writing stories, blogs, vlogs that we listen to, podcasts, there's so much tech. And as you saw in my studio here, just to be able to get this broadcast or this message out there. So there's a lot of tools that we have that's out there. That's what I want to discuss. So life is a grind, and we thought that creating all this technology was going to make life easier for everybody. Here we are, 2022. When I was a kid, we would think that, hey, this is the age of the Jetsons. We were going to have flying cars, and we were going to have robots going down, getting our Budweiser instead of our dogs. The Super Bowl commercial. Anyway, so today, technology has made some things easier, but I'm only saying that we're in a sliver of it. We're just starting it. So, I mean, we finally just got a robot. We got some robots for the last few years, studying Mars, right? And we thought we were going to be flying to Mars at this time. And here we still are. We're still here on planet Earth. So technology causes our hair to fall out. Applications crash, files get erased, the audio gets messed up. And I did try to do a live stream one time before. I was doing an edit, and audio just sucked. I didn't understand enough about audio. Now I have an actual mixer here. So I'm running a mixer. I've got multiple video inputs. I've got a Blackmagic Design products that I use to get my audio and my video all synced up, and then out the broadcast and right to you here. So fantastic. But then we have more problems. It's not just the problems that we have with technology. It's understanding when you see one of your friends or family members have a duplicate Facebook account and they say, well, I got hacked. Well, maybe they didn't get hacked. That's, a lot of times it comes from a phishing account, or it's a duplicate account that somebody somewhere out there in the world created to try to get information about that person, to steal information about them, perhaps to, use their credit cards. Usually it's always about financial gain. So there's that problem. We've got trolls. We've got people that are just out there that want to be bad, right? They live and thrive on the negativity of other people, situations, the political situations, the climate that we have in this American society where I'm communicating this from. For me, I want to think about more of a broader term, worldwide. I mean, I want to build connections. My motto for Earthship Media is capturing the moments that create connections. And that I take that to heart, because I want to find a way to bring this technology more to a broader level, to use it for something positive. So we're just inundated. There's too much information that's out there, or maybe the process of how we do it is cumbersome. We need help with it, and a lot of times we hire it out, and that costs a lot of money. If I hired somebody else to build my website, that might cost me, anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 for a small website, because there's labor involved with that. It's not just about the labor; it's about the talent of putting all the colors, the images, the typography, and the text, and the structure and the layout of it, and being able to build it so that your message is what is the primary factor there, that's out there. And so a lot of times for some people that can be complex. The cameras are complex, the technology is complex, the websites, the audio, the presentations, it's like poof, right? And so we struggle not with just the usage of technology, but the inundation of how much it's out there and the lack of how easy life was supposed to be with it. Because by introducing some technology that makes our lives easier, we've also introduced other things that make it more challenging, like setting up our new phone. Every time you get a new cell phone and you sit there for 3 days lost in some zombie world trying to set it up, you buy a new piece of technology, a new piece of gear that you try to get to make your life easier, and you spend a lot of time messing with the settings. But once you get it dialed in, it's not too bad. It's pretty good. So who am I? What's my history? And where do I think that I'm qualified to have this discussion with you today? So just to kind of go back, I'm from Wisconsin. So if you're a cheesehead and you're a Packer fan, right? Power to you. I have a history. I started off working actually in help desk. So being that person on the other end of the phone to talk to you was who I was. So having the ability to understand and relate to some of your issues with dealing with tech, that's who I was. How can I help you, sir? Oh, I'm having problems with my browser. I'm having problems accessing this. And so I've done that piece of it. And then that ended up, actually, I was almost going to go to school for sound recording back in those days. That was 1997. I was looking at Full Sail University, which is the school I'm currently attending, using some of my VA benefits. But instead of doing all that, I decided that I was going to go in the service because I wanted to get away. So I joined and I became a commo guy. So I ended up working a lot with radio systems. Started off in the Army, actually, active duty. Did about 5-6 years total active duty time. And then I got out and went in the reserves. And from the Army Reserves, I transferred into the Air National Guard. So some of my friends who might see this on the air side of the house, fly high, folks. And I can tell you that for my Army bubbas out there, the Air Force was a good transition. We ate good. We had lobster and steak every Friday night. I'm kidding, we didn't. But at least the deployments were, a little bit better. We were able to enjoy some of the additional creature comforts, mainly because a lot of the air stuff is around bigger type equipment. They're not mobile enough on the ground. At least most of them aren't anyway. So anyway, I've also worked a lot for the government. I've got about almost 10 years working in telecommunications. So I've done both project management as well as IT help desk type support things. I've done a lot of presentations on how we use communications, fiber, and IT design type work. I've overseen some contracts and stuff with that. But I got burned out. I got really burned out with our changing society, our changing roles that we have. I was driving 3 hours a day just to get to work from where we lived. And so I am decided to make a big change in my life. And I stayed in the military, in the reserve, or in the National Guard, and for the last couple of years, I've been going back to school. And actually, just last weekend, last weekend, just last weekend is when I retired from the military at, around a little over 21 years. So it was like 22 years almost. So from August 2000 to August 2022. And so now I can focus all my time into bringing my passions for the tools that we're using to connect with technology to help other people use it to connect with their audience. So that's my ultimate objective. That's my passion. No matter how much I try to run away from it, I can't, because I'm very passionate about it. So I started off in digital cinematography when I went back to Full Sail. Started back at Full Sail University 2 years ago. And so I am now migrated into the media communications program, because I found that it's not just about the technology that we use, but it's about how we use it. It's about the strategy that we use with not just the technology, but the communication and the message that we are able to formulate and bring forward, both in written, digital, and audible formats. So that's what's important to me. So, and I want to grow as a storyteller. So this is just a live, stream right now, but I want to be able to formulate scripts to develop content that I can publish and put out there, and hopefully develop some courses that can help people connect and grow. And I've even thought about vlogging, but I know it's a really saturated market. Maybe my life is not interesting enough to do that. So maybe this is just going off into cyberspace, and maybe 10 people will watch it. Or 20 years from now, when my kids are thinking about me, they can come back and find out, hey, there's my dad. Well, anyway, so that's my story. I'm here. I'm a stay-at-home dad. I'm going to school full-time. I do freelance work. I do a lot of volunteer work with local nonprofit organizations. And I also pull my hair out late at night, working my school projects and working with my kids. So what are my goals with this show? What are my goals with Earthship Media, with my company, is to develop community. I want to develop a community of people who are passionate about somebody at their corner, somebody that they can have at their side to reach out and say, hey, Jeremy, I'm trying to upload this video and it's not working. I'm having troubles editing this photo. I just can't seem to get this right. I'm having trouble with my website that I'm building. Am I clicking this right? Is that working right? So I want to be able to share tips and tricks that can save you time, because that's what my passion is. And that doesn't have to be your passion. Your passion is using the technology to spread your message. So I want to help tie you together with that, with your people. So a big part about what this is going to be about is ways that we can overcome the negative aspects of technology while being mindful about how we use it. And so I just want to share with you really quickly a 30-second video that I created for a nonprofit that I work with. And it was, we're going to go here. There it is. We're going to cut it over to 2. Hi, I'm Jeremy, and sometimes I struggle to find balance. Life is full of challenges. I heard something about mindfulness in a live stream that I thought could help me. I found mentors that knew how to use their skills to help others through meditation, Tai Chi, and breathwork. I then decided to get involved myself and connect with others just like me. The Heart Mind Center helped me to find that the path itself is the destination. Find us for help on your path. So there it is. I started working with the folks at the Heart Mind Center a couple years ago when COVID really started reaching its peak. And I found that with some of the challenges that I was facing, making this big career change and changing my life around was that what I needed to kind of tie everything together was to find out how to make mindfulness work in my life, but yet still retain who I am as a person. And that is somebody that's passionate about technology. And no matter how much I ran away from it, I couldn't. So that's the concept, and that's why I'm really grateful to work with these folks to help them on their mission to spread their message to people that want to become more mindful and find better ways of living. And when we started that motto, the path is the destination, that's ultimately so true. That's so true about the journeys that a lot of us are taking. Because for me, I spent so long setting up this 2-year goal, this 3-year goal, this 5-year goal, this 10-year goal, and made all these goals. And I ended up working so much for these goals that I forgot how to live. And so my whole life became about living. And I missed what I felt was a big part of my life. And I'm still missing it, kind of. Now I'm still working towards some goals, but I'm also trying to be mindful about the time that I'm using. And so what can we see going forward? So I want to try to get guests to come aboard. I want to do interviews about people who are either struggling with technology, as well as people who have found better ways to use technology to their advantage and in their business. And so in addition to getting community members and doing live podcasts, live interviews, or if I have to record them, I can do that as well. I want to get people that want to discuss both how technology helps or hurts them. Should they hire out their services if they need? Maybe they can find some tips and tricks to get other people to build their websites, share general processes, and what tools are helpful. What are some of the drawbacks of the tools? So now that I talked about all the bad stuff and maybe some of the good stuff that technology brings us, let's also talk about some of the future technology. So I want to be able to talk about some of the things that, we see in the news that are coming out. So like Elon Musk is going to build us the spaceship that's going to launch us off to Mars, which is like fantastic. So if you happen to know about a trip to Mars, let me know. Let's do it. So also we want to connect in real life. Maybe we can down the road set up and do some technology expos. We can maybe head on down, meet at VidCon or something like that. We can do that, and we can be advocates. I want to be an advocate. I want to be a strong advocate of video usage because I feel that video is the future, and it allows us to connect with people in a different way because we can see their expressions. We can see how they're what their emotional state is when we have the discussion. And so it's something that AI can't really necessarily do. We don't necessarily always get that in a written or audible format. So in closing, this was just a really quick introduction for me today, really. And it's a way that I want to become more comfortable on camera. And what I need to get is my Stream Deck working so that I can just push a button and roll outro, roll intro, all that jazz, right? Some of you are like, what is a Stream Deck? So anyway, it's been a fun and fantastic time to meet all you folks today. We've covered a little bit of ground, really just to give a good introduction. And this is something where right now, and I'm going to share this with you just so you can see it, but this is the list that I was working on. And all I had was a bullet. I just had bullet list. I didn't have a script. I did not have a big project or process here to follow. So it was about it really was about me getting more comfortable kind of ad-libbing this process and see about just doing kind of a live show. And I think we need that more often. So I think we're going to start doing this more regularly, Monday nights, late at night. My plan was to start at 10 o'clock. That didn't happen due to technology issues, of course. But we got it figured out and we got it working. So I decided to cut it off and started around 11 o'clock anyway. So here we are. So until next time, let's be kind. Let's unwind and let's connect on our mindful grind. All right. That's a wrap.